when we got the financial trauma, especially if you were somebody black, you always think that your color plays a part in how, and I'm not saying you wrong, but what I love about this game is it don't, this game don't care about your color, it don't care about your background, because he done been in prison a few times. I say it don't care about your background, it don't care about your color, it don't care about your credit score, it don't care what your mama did, it don't care what your daddy did, it don't care about none of that. It just care about, can you put the money in there? And once you put it in there, do you know what to do? Can you operate the machine? I just want to talk to us. I want to talk to us because we not in financial alignment, Jose. You can get in financial alignment of the $1 million that you want if you start thinking and operating in the way that you already have it, that you already are worthy of it, that you already deserve it. That's why I started talking about financial trauma so much. I'm not just speaking from theory. I'm speaking from somebody, yes, bro. I'm speaking because I had to overcome it. So now when somebody talk about the stock market, I'm like, bro, I told Ogden, I say, bro, this not even a money game anymore. I say, bro, my daughter already straight, my family taken care of, my cuz work with me, my other cuz work with me. I say, bro, I just want to take care of my people. I'm going to talk about my guy right quick. So I got my guy in. Been rocking with him since he was in the halfway hours. That's who training right now. So we sitting in the crib. I'm watching him. Because I get joy now. I remember Pocky told me this a long time ago, Jose. He said, there's going to come a point in life where these things don't excite you no more. And that's with everything. Like cars, all that, right? So you know me, I'm like, shit. Boy, you tripping, boy. A yacht gonna always excite me. A mansion, that's gonna always excite me. So you're gonna come to a point where it don't excite you. I'm like, all right, whatever, bro, you tripping. After I had them rented almost, and I don't want to exaggerate, after we had them rented probably about 50 houses in Orlando. Like I bring my people to for, they don't really, they get bigger than that. Houses get bigger than that, but at that point, it's just another room. It's just marble. It's just a chandelier, right? So it don't wow me no more. All right, so walk-in closet the size of a living room. All right, bet. You got an infinity pool. All right. I'm not, wow. It's a house. I felt it. All right, bet. I done drove the Bentley. I'm on my second one. And this not me being arrogant here. I want to prove a point here. It's hard to tell somebody who not financially where they want to be at that money ain't that important. So I don't see it. It's hard to tell somebody who not financially where they want to be at, money ain't everything. Because you couldn't tell me that when I was broke. You done lost your mind, man. Let me get the money and I'll figure out. So I never get into that thing because I know at every level you got to peel back the layers, because once you get rid of the money problem, then you start realizing you got other shit wrong with you that you got to work on. So I got my dog in the car. I watched him, how he looked when he first got in the Bentley. I watched his whole face. Because immediately I knew, I just exposed him to something. It went from seeing it on TV or seeing it wherever to I'm in it. I watched us pull up to my neighborhood and I pressed the button to open the gates to walk in the neighborhood. I saw his face. I watched as he rode in the neighborhood and looking at the houses. Man. I watched as we pulled up to mine. I hit the garage. I'm watching him. He's just like, damn. I'm just checking him out. I'm feeling pride in that. And not pride in a bad way, but knowing I just exposed another street nigga to some gangster shit. You feel me? And that's what took me back. I just exposed him to something. And here's the thing about that. Once you unlock it, you can't never go back to it. The same way I felt when I put my cousin, my mom, and them on a jet for the first time. Once you unlock it, they can't never go back. Coming to the Holiday Inn the other day, he called me and said, hey, bro, you down bad. I said, what you talking about? He said, bro, I'm in a Holiday Inn, bro. Bro, the air condition is on the wall. I don't like it. He said, this is unacceptable to me. You feel me? This is unacceptable to me. Right? Because what happens, once you unlock it, so we watching. So today, you know, thank you, God. Today we made $315,000 in the stock market. So he's sitting on side of me in the movie theater. And I say, I say, look at that shit right there, yeah. He look at his whole face went like, I said, that shit look different from on Instagram in person, huh? He ain't say nothing, but I know what's going on. At this point now, he's processing what he just saw. I can see it online is one thing, but to be sitting next to my dog, and I'm watching him in the theater. This is something I usually watch when I'm in Jersey and he in Atlanta, and I'm watching him. But now I'm in the A with him in his crib, the same movie theater that he always dancing in front of and tripping in front of, and that's the infamous phone. That thing say 300. He said, I say that's 315,000. He said, oh, shoot. So then I'm watching him process it in his brain. I'm like, man, I'm gonna go make me a shake right quick. No, before I left, the people said NVIDIA CEO has increased his net worth by $10 billion this month alone. He said, ooh. Now, mind you, he just saw mine, and I'm talking to him like, cuz. I'm like, bro, listen, if that man can do that, why you can't do this? He was like, but I'm watching this, I'm overwhelming him. Not with information, just exposure. Bro, exposure is so powerful. So watch this. I'm about to go make a shake right quick, bro. Look what he holler out. Man, NVIDIA the talk of the town right now. I say, oh, he gone. I say, he out of here now. Because he said, he out of here now. So I come back, I sit down. Sitting on side of me in the theater. We watching him. We in the theater. I don't know if you ever saw this before, but we in the theater. We on the screen watching. I'm like, bro, that's what I do all day. He just like, hey. Then he said this. Hey, what that mean right now? I say, got it. I say, he hooked. It's on. I said, what you talking about? He said, yeah, man, they talking about gambling. And I said, yeah, so this state trying to do this. He said, oh, all right. But what that do? I said, that's going to make the stock. He said, oh, all right. So something else came on. Talk about Apple. Hey, what that mean? I said, yeah, so Apple's dealing with China. I opened him up. And he said something to me. He said, say, this gang don't care about your color or nothing, huh? And when he said that, I knew it's over. Because what happens is, when we got the financial trauma, especially if you were somebody black, you always think that your color plays a part in how, and I'm not saying you wrong, but what I love about this game is, this game don't care about your color, it don't care about your background, because he done been in prison a few times. I say it don't care about your background, it don't care about your color, it don't care about your credit score, it don't care what your mama did, it don't care what your daddy did, it don't care about none of that. It just care about, can you put the money in there? And once you put it in there, do you know what to do? Can you operate the machine? If you can operate the machine, it's gonna print $300,000 for you. If you can operate the machine, it can print $50,000 for you. If you can operate the machine, it can print $100,000 for you. It don't care about none of the other shit that we put in our brain why we can't move forward. We gotta get in financial alignment. That's what I said all that to say. We gotta get in financial alignment. But the problem is we got so much trauma. Let's think about the trauma like a scar. Let's think about the trauma like a callus, right? Y'all done had a callus before, especially if you work out. The callus keep you from feeling certain stuff. So you be financially calloused, right? So somebody got to peel the callus off so you can get back to the flesh. We got to be financially callous. So we got to peel the callus off so we can get back to the flesh so it can touch it. The exposure, it touch it. It touch it. It touch it. The exposure, there it is. There it is. The callus gone. There it is. I feel it. I see it. I see why he sit here all day, every day. I see every time he going live, he on the he in front of the theater. I see why he don't change this channel right here. I see it. I see it. I just seen 320,000 right there in my thing. I know my dog just did 10 years for a 10 murder on robbery. I see it. He just like me. In that moment, I don't know what he thought about me before, but in that moment, he said, oh, that's my equal. If my dog could do it, I know I could do it. I don't know what he thought about me before then. We done went on tour. He done pulled up. Man, come on, eat with us. I don't know what he thought before that, but I know this. In that moment, he said, oh, that's my equal. I could do that. Financial alignment comes in so many different ways. We are not financially aligned for where we say we want to be at. Somehow, some way, we got to start getting exposure to different lessons, different information. We got to start getting some exposure so we can start peeling back the trauma. I want you to understand and think about trauma before we get into this episode tonight. Y'all, I promise this was on my mind. The only way we can truly overcome the financial trauma is to meet it head on. Let me make that make sense to you. This word triggered has been such a key word in the last couple years, right? I'm triggered by this. I'm triggered by that. I'm triggered by that situation. I'm triggered by being in that environment. So here's what happens when you get triggered. When you get triggered, what happens is you go away from the thing that's triggering you, which allows another layer to be placed on top of it. So every time you say, I'm triggered, you now stay away from said thing. You stay away from said person. You stay away from said conversations. You build a shield between yourself and the thing that's triggering you, which means you will never emotionally get over what's triggering you. Abstinence don't mean healed. Absence don't mean healed. It just means we've done a great job at avoiding the thing that is triggering us. It don't mean we healed. It means you did a great job at avoiding it. That's what it means. It don't mean you triggered. It don't mean you healed. It means you've done an amazing job at avoiding the thing that triggers you. Or trigger just means it has caused an emotion that I don't like. It brought back a memory that I don't care to revisit. Well, we cannot truly heal unless we stand in the thing that causes the emotion so that we can get down to the root. We got to unroot the thing. So if you got financial trauma, you got to sit here and realize what it is that's been causing the trauma. Well, my mama put bills in my name, such and such ran my credit up. I did this, I've been spending. I got to deal with that emotion. I got to deal with it. I got to face it head on. I got to tell myself I'm worthy of it. And if it takes 6 months, if it takes a year, I'm going to keep on walking into it. So when I do get the $1 million, I know I belong here. We talking about financial alignment.